Hey, what's up, guys? So I realized that I totally missed Waking Up Wednesday, like basically when I started it. It was literally like I introduced it last week, and then I said I was going to do it every Wednesday, and then last night I spaced out. I was getting ready for like a lot of stuff with my band, trying to release my own record. That I got caught up with that and didn't do what I said I was going to do. So now this is going to be the Waking Up. Today is Thursday day. Um, but I wanted to bring kind of just whatever was on my mind or info or little snippets or answers to questions that I get from the Waking Up From Work podcast or Crawlspace Audio or friends or whatever, and just keep myself doing things, I guess. I don't know. This has been good for me. So today I wanted to talk about what's been something that I've been thinking about lately with this current project I'm working on. I'm tracking rhythm guitar for Devil's Champion, is like a metal band from New Hampshire. And so we're tracking rhythm guitar right now, and it reminded me of something that I learned from a project that I did in the past, which was my own project, and I burnt myself on. And that's, for guitarists out there, some of you are going to know a lot more about tracking guitar than myself because I'm a drummer first. And so there's a lot of things about tone and things like that that I'm always learning. But there are also some people that hopefully this is helpful for that maybe haven't tracked guitar yet, or they are trying to do it themselves, and this could be helpful for them. So one thing I like to do, especially when I track distorted guitars, like heavily distorted guitars, or guitars that have a lot of effects on them or something like that, is I like to record also with a DI. And so for those of you that don't know what a DI is, it's basically like a little box that you put your guitar into, or bass, or keyboard, or that are used for lots of different things, and it's going to clean up some of the signal and the power that you have coming from that instrument, and it's going to help you get that out to your converter or your mixer in a cleaner, boosted way. So it's going to bring up that volume, bring up how loud that signal is, and it's also going to clean it up. So a lot of people will get ground sound. You can change the ground on and off and make it so that that's clean if you're getting that signal. A lot of guitars are coming in with just a single sleeved 1/4 inch cable, and that means that that's super subject to getting sound from all sorts of crap through radio, through itself. Just all sorts of things are disrupting that. This is going to clean it up when you're trying to send that in, so this is really good to use. The way I like to use it when I'm saying this specifically is, you know, some metal bands, like when you get into like Degent, or you get into like breakdowny, like very heavy orientated breakdown stuff, they're not even going to use this at all. They're going to go right into like an amp effects type of thing, like a Kemper head or like Axe effects, and they're going to emulate it straight off the bat. So like this isn't even something that might be on their mind. But for rock, for indie, for punk, for metal, that like, and these guys are kind of like a Lamb of God type of deal, so they really like also real cabs blended in too. And so what I'm doing is I'm tracking the guitar cab and head the way that we like it with mics traditionally, and I'm taking a DI and I'm splitting that signal. So I'm coming in with a DI signal, which is absolutely nothing on it. That's like you plug your guitar straight into the mixer, only I'm cleaning it up and I'm boosting it. And I'm also miking and tracking through that cab. And the reason why is two different reasons. One, to make my life easier as an audio engineer. That's the editing portion of it, where with distortion, you're clipping the tops off of those waves. And so you're making them boxier and not shaped as much of waveform so much it's going to look more linear like that. So it's compressed, it's clipping things like that to make that sound. That's making it a lot harder to edit with the click track and the grid system than it would be like a drum, where you're very percussive, like a snare hit or a kick hit. You're going to see that as like a very linear, a very line based way that you can just take that and move with a grid system. It's really easy to see. When you distort a guitar out, or even a bass guitar with how round those waves are, you're going to then push it into a line. So the DI, what I do is I take that DI signal and I put that into a grouping, so that everything that I'm doing in terms of editing or affecting things is all doing the exact same thing in tandem with my software, whether it's Pro Tools, Logic, or whatever you're using. And that way I can look at that DI signal and I can line that up with my grid system, and I can know that that distorted thing that I'm bringing in is going to be right in line with that. So I'm never trying to make cuts like right on the beat or something like that where it's going to disrupt what the sound looks like, or sounds like rather. But that's going to help me in the long run when I'm trying to get metal anyway out of anything. How tight I have to get that, I need something to help me out in editing to make it go quicker to be able to see that. But the second thing, and this is what burnt me on my own project with my band, is I really like going on the fly. I really like natural and like one-time things and like living by the moment. Like I'm just a weird dude like that. And with my band, I just tracked everything straight from that cab. That's all I had. So there were issues that I ran into later, whether something didn't sound right on one part, I caught something bad in another, it was out of like there were just issues, right? And it makes it really hard for me to do anything to treat that, because after that point, it is what it is. If I track it with a DI, I have two opportunities I've created for myself. One is I can take my guitar signal, and this is what we're doing at Devil's Champion, is I've got my two mics on my Marshall cab that I took in, and I'm going to blend that in with an emulator. And so I'm going to emulate some cabs that like Slayer would use, or Bring Me the Horizon, or Slipknot, and I'm going to blend what other big league players in the industry are using, some of their tone. I'm going to blend that in with what Devil's Champion already uses. And we're going to get a really cool sound for the record. So you can blend things together. If you have an issue with that, you can go full emulation if you have to, or the other fix and the other thing that you can do that's really cool, especially for rock or indie, is you can then re-amp it. So that means that you take the DI, which was unaffected, and if, say, like I listen back to it and I'm like, damn, I hate my guitar tone now. I absolutely hate that. I can now take my DI signal, I can go back, send that into a cab, and then mic it in and then account for the delay that's caused, which is not hard. And all of a sudden, it's like I just had that guitar player in the room and I just re-recorded them as many times as my heart desires. And I can even walk away from it once I have that already set up, and I can blend other cabs that I don't have access to. Maybe a friend's got this insane cab that I don't have in the studio. I could literally go to his house and then blend that other cab into the mix, swap a cab out, go rent a cab for the day. It just opens up opportunities. It helps you edit, and it helps you fix issues that pop up that you may not have seen after you were tired from a 13-hour session. And so that's why I really like using a DI split for tracking rhythm guitar, for really tracking so many things. It's just an amazing thing to have, and that's something that I didn't do in the past, and I'm happy as shit that I do right now. So hopefully that was helpful to you. If this is helpful, if you like kind of like the tips on the audio stuff that I'm doing, or you want more tips on like mindset and career and business, whatever you want, just hit me up on this right here on Instagram, at Dave Wakeup on Twitter, or anywhere you want to talk to me at. So I'm going to keep on doing this until someone tells me to shut up, and then I guess I'm going to keep doing it. I don't really know. Thanks, guys.